Our next speaker is one of those veterans. E.K. Sowell of Nacogdoches has worn many hats in his professional life. He's owned and operated Divers Depot since '74. In 2008, he was named one of the top 10 scuba instructor trainers in the world. He graduated from SFA with degrees both in history and communications, and he's a retired member of the SFA teaching faculty. E.K. has been actively involved with numerous community groups for the past several decades, including the American Heart Association, American Red Cross, the Jaycees, and the County Rescue Team. He was a recipient of the Texas Governor's Business Circle Award, is a member of NRA, VFW, the American Legion, and the Vietnam Veterans Association. I might add, anywhere in the world you go, if you scuba dive and you hire an instructor, it's likely that this guy right here from downtown Nacogdoches was involved in that instructor's training and certification. E.K. will now address the topic of the constitutionality of taxes and expenditure. E.K.?
Thank you, Bob. No taxation without representation. These words have been spoken by the past 21 generations of Americans. Many gave their lives. This slogan was coined by Reverend Jonathan Mayhew in a sermon in 1750. Within 5 years, it was common use. When Americans rejected the British Stamp Act of 1765, it resulted, of course, in the Boston Tea Party, and this slogan became part of our American heritage. This act and others resulted in the Revolutionary War and, of course, the Constitution. A lay version of Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution says that Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, and pay debts, provide for the common defense and the general welfare. Well, in order to raise funds for the Civil War, the income tax was introduced in the United States. At that time, it was a flat tax, 3%, on any income over $800. Following year, that was replaced with a graduated tax of 3 to 5% on income above $600, which had an expiration date on it of 1866. Later, a new income tax law came in 1894, and then lastly, in the Revenue Act of 1913, which said basically Congress shall have the power on taxes, tax our income. This is better known as the 16th Amendment of the Constitution. Federal courts of interpretations of the 16th Amendment has changed over time, and there have been many disputes over the way it was worded. No taxation without accountable representation is our slogan today. Republicans and Democrats are to blame for the mess that we're in. We are also responsible because we voted them in. The good news is we can vote them out. At least our district is fortunate enough to be represented in Congress by only one of 17 legislators who voted against the bailout stimulus bills and in the former and present administration. By the way, he's a supporter of the National Rifle Association. Someone needs to get us out of this financial mess. We need legislation that'll stop the pork spending. Government needs to live within the budget, just like all of us do. They need to cut taxes for most Americans, and they need to have a tax code that works for all levels of income. The flat tax sounds like a good plan to me.